Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. It is June 15, 2017 at 11:55 p.m. Birmingham. And the topic is news that, well, you're not going to see on CNN, NBC, ABC, nor on Fox. The first part. The second part, you will see part of it. Let me get on. Amorites and residual Raphaim DNA. Now, you know what these are. These are the DNA of the giants. These are the DNA of the offspring of the giants. And then review of the great inception, or Nephilim 2.0 is unstoppable of coming singularity. And you've heard them talk about the singularity. There's a gentleman, I can't recall his name at the moment, but he's the one that came up with that. He's the one that thinks if he can live just a few more years, then he will have the secrets to living for another 500. And I can't think, Kurzweil, that's his name. It just came to me. New scientific trial to resurrect dead. Can you believe that? I guess they'll try anything. And then you have first Jacob's lamb in 2,000 years, born in Israel. That's very important to that country because it's something that, well, the first in 2,000 years, just like they're looking for the red heifer. They want one that's perfect in every way. And they probably have it, in my opinion. It will be ready as soon as God tells them to go. Christian cannibal phenomenon, love lost and nothing gained. So did Sidonics or Lucifer once roam the red planet? Maybe he did. I don't know. They say that there's a lot of things up there that we really don't know about. And, of course, they're all being hid from us. Ancient catacombs discovery reveals biblical depictions of Jesus Christ. And this is also not new to me, but some people may find it new. I hope everyone finds it interesting because it is a fact. Neanderthal remains discovered in Israel. Wow, and this too may rewrite history. But guys, let me tell you where they got the first early man from. They built that out of a jawbone they thought was an early man from millions of years ago. Well, first, we are not here millions of years. We're not here hundreds of thousands of years. We're not here 10,000 years. We're here 6,000 years. First man built from a jawbone. The jawbone's later discovered to be that of a hog or a pig. But yet, that's early man. So if they want to claim a pig is their great-great-great-grandfather, and others want to claim the monkey is their great-great-great-great-grandfather, they can have it. I know who mine were. He was man. He was intelligent. He was created by God. All right, I'll move on. Southern Baptists embrace gender-inclusive language in any new Bible. Or in your Bible, I'm sorry. Mass grave Egyptian child slaves echoes Exodus. And we know that happened. I mean, we do know that all the Jews were slaves in Egypt. We know that under the Pharaoh. They started out people that owned property. They owned things that you and I own today. They owned property. They owned homes. They owned wealth. They owned cattle. They owned everything. And it was all taken away until finally they had nothing left to take. So then they had to work a day. If you're one, you worked a day, an entire day, for enough barley if you had more than one in the family, then you worked a day for wheat. And this is just what the next subject is about. The liberal shooter that shot Republican at the ball game practice. He died Wednesday. And I say, well, he should have died before that. But he shot between 50 and 100 times. They hadn't figured it out yet, but it's probably way on up over 50. He was a Sanders follower. It seems Sanders spews much hate than even he thinks so. But every time I see Sanders, he's always bashing Trump as Trump was maybe ISIS. But that can't be true because Sanders happens to be friends with this evil Muslim group. Sanders also a socialist. Socialist. And he's pissed off. He's mad because Americans won, meaning we are not socialist. We voted not to become socialist. Sanders is also an atheist. Sanders told a Christian, "I've had enough of you." And he refused to answer any more questions that this Christian asked him at one of his meetings. Sanders is also a Christian hater. And I'm going to prove that to you in just a moment. Christians vote for freedom. Okay? You know what? I got something going over here in a minute. I'm just thinking out loud. The freedom that Sanders wants to remove. House Speaker Ryan Paul, you know what he said? Or Paul Ryan. He said an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. You know what? I'm going to have to call Ryan, well, maybe a liar. I mean, maybe that's what he meant to say, but he's not siding with Donald Trump, so he's not one of all of us, not in my opinion. Ryan is still against Trump, and Ryan is siding more with the left than he is the Republicans. In fact, most of the Republicans seems to be leaning left. But you know what? One day, God Almighty is going to sit down and have a talk through Donald Trump, and people are going to listen, and no one will be able to contradict what he says. That's God speaking, and it's going to happen. The day will come when literally all hell will break loose. What will the liberals do then? How many of them will be left at that time? How many will be left behind? Sanders voted against Vought, Deputy Director, Office Management and Budget, because he was a Christian. Sanders, again, prefers Allah. Sanders told, do not confirm Vought, V-O-U-G-H-T, as he failed religious test, which is against the law, by the way. No religious test shall be ever required as a qualification to any office or public trust in the United States under our laws. But yet, Sanders tried to disqualify this man and qualify him as flunking a religious test. So what do you think? Violation of free speech, maybe? Violation of protest is called free speech. But free speech, Christians, is called violence. Love and shattering the gospel of Jesus Christ is called hatred. Shocking, shooting a congressman is okay, but the NRA gives him an A. Woe to those who call good evil and evil good, those who call darkness light and light darkness, bitter sweet and sweet for bitter. Isaiah 5:20, all of that above, 2 Timothy 3, 1 through 5. You know what? I won't read all that. But it's lovers of selves, of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to parents, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, reckless, conceited, lovers of pleasure, not of Christ, acting like God with no godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. And there's more, but I'll drop it here. You get my drift. But I have one more thing to say. Did you know that half of the billionaires in our country are buying up, well, what do you call it? Apocalypse insurance. Did you hear that? Yeah. You have two people, and one of them, I don't recall his name, but the second largest landowner on this planet, I guess, is Ted Turner, CNN owner. He owns 2 million acres, and this other gentleman owns 2.3 million acres. And Ted Turner's land is spread out, as this other gentleman, over several states. And but they're looking for land to hide in the Midwest and then the West, to get out of what may occur. And what do they know that we don't know? Like some kind of rampant disease or flu or something that may get released. Guys, let me tell you what to worry about. Worry about staying here. Don't worry about these things if you want to get out of Dodge. Because when this happens, we're going to be taken up. And all these, buying these shelters to hide in for a number of years, well, the mountain will fall off of them. They'll be fully exposed. And you know what? That is biblical. Jody Wolf exposed.